Hello everybody. So here I am. It's been a while, I know. I recorded the unboxing of the Biqu magician almost 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm very sorry that it took so long, but as you see, I was very busy in the meantime. I printed a lot, and at the end of the video you will also see some close-ups of all these prints that I realized with it. And I must really tell you that I'm really definitely astonished how good this little printer prints, because for the price point I've seen on the web that it costs something between 165 up to 200, depending on the platform, yeah, where you buy it. And yeah, it's really worth it. And yeah, you know, the build platform could be a little bit bigger, but you know, for me it's not my only printer, and in the future I will use it, I think, when I'm teaching courses on 3D printing. Yeah, because the box is really handy. You just put in the printer and you put it in your car. It's nothing can happen to it. Yeah. And it doesn't break, and it's good to go. You know, and we're just talking about breaking stuff. One day in my old location, as you see, I've moved now to another room. When I moved to this house here, I was in another room and I had the shelf directly behind the printer, and I didn't have this spool holder yet, so I used another one from my other printer, and I put it on the shelf above it. And then I printed, and the spool got tangled, and the spool holder fell down, yeah, and it grabbed the whole printer with it, and the printer fell to the floor, and from a like table height, and nothing happened. So this thing is really robust. You know, on the lower part, I think it's aluminium or steel, I don't know, but it's not injection molded. Up here is some plastic, but the rails are also steel, and it's a robust printer. Yeah, luckily it didn't fall on the extruder here. That could have caused a damage, but luckily it fell like that. And yeah, so as you see, one thing that I printed out right afterwards, because I got fed up with this spool holder here, yeah, I wanted to use other filament than this one, because this one here only can hold the small diameter. And later I went to Thingiverse, I think it was there. If you look for Biqu or Biqu Magician or Poly, it's also sold under the name of Poly printer, I think. You will find a small little adapter that brings the center of the connection, because here in the middle you screw in the holder in the middle, and that will bring it out further to the edge here, so you get further away from the extruder here. Yeah, because yeah, there's no space otherwise. And yeah, so that's that. You can just print out the small adapter, and if you have another bigger printer, then you can go for this one here. This one is really nice. As you see, I will put a link under the video, so you just take it out here, and then exchange the spool, slide it back in, and then there's a point where you can just snap it in there, and it secures the roll from falling out. It's really handy. I've not only printed with the PLA that came with it, it's loaded now at the moment again, but I didn't, as you can see, I didn't use only this one. I used also a filament from a company called DDD Material.de. I will put a link underneath. They asked me to test one of their rolls of filament. So it's this one here, it's a PLA. And as you can see, I've printed a little bit with it already. And yeah, I really like it. There will be another video about it. but they asked me to record it in German. If somebody would be interested in also having it in English, I would also record it in English. It's not a problem. And the other filament that I used was here, the one from Filamentive in the color of silver. This is at the moment really one of my favorites. Highly recommended from my side. And I printed not only with the stock software that came with it. It's a Cure version 2.6 branded with Biqu. And yeah, I moved away from it quite quickly. I moved over to Simplified 3D because I'm more into that one. And I printed most of the models here now with Simplified 3D, and it's already shared my printer profile over on the Facebook group that they have about Biqu. You can check it out. And I also posted some pictures. But after the video, at the end of the video, I will show you some close-ups of these models that I printed. You see, I bought some time ago this little turntable from Conrad Electronics, and it's a solar-powered turntable. It's not that big, but it's okay. As you see here, this is Albert Einstein. I printed him with 0.15. This was one of the first models I did after I printed the Banshee and this Panda Bear. This one here was coming on the SD card. Yeah, I still have to do that again because I printed, the temperature was far too high, and this one here really came out so nice. It's really incredible. Normally the PLA that comes with the printer is really shitty, but I must tell you the one that they send with the printer is really nice. I was really astonished. So I printed one of the nicest Banshees I ever did. I printed with this PLA. Yeah, it's so smooth. Yeah, also on the critical points, it's really flawless. And I already shared the settings of, as I said, from Simplified 3D. I already shared on the Facebook group. Yeah. So, and here, as you see, this is the Yoda, also printed with their PLA. The bed platform, you know, the build platform here works because they have this foil coming with it. Some, yeah, I don't know, some printers got delivered with it and some not, I don't know. I got it, of course, when I got the printer, but I heard from others that they didn't receive it. So I don't know if it's standard with the delivery. I have no idea, but I got it. So here, as you see, I have a hard time getting it off now. And this is the last print that I did. I printed a map, and it's the Mount Everest. And I'm blown away. There's, you know, the retraction. I got everything really nicely set up here with this printer. This prints better than some other PLA, to tell you the truth. So you just peel it off, and then, yeah, now you have to wash it off. I always take the scraper, I scrape off everything, and then I put it back. The first one that came with it I destroyed because I forgot to switch off the nozzle, and then once they had a small problem, and the nozzle melted into this foil and it destroyed it, so I had to take the second one. And the second one, it doesn't stick so well to the platform as the first one did. So now what I'm doing, I put a thin coat of this glue here, the paper glue that came with it. I put take a little bit of water, and I make I dilute it a little bit, and then I stick it there that it stays straight on the bed and it doesn't bend up. If yours is bended, please take a hair dryer or hot water and heat it up until it gets very soft, and then stick it here. So, but the trick that I showed you with the first platform, which really sticked only by putting on some mist of your breath, it stick down 100%. But the second one, I don't know if it's a different batch of foil or something. Here, this one doesn't stick. Yeah. Good. So, yeah, I'm really happy. If you ever go above the build plate size, you will hear a funny sound. It will do like that, yeah. And then when it goes on printing, it will print in mid-air, yeah. But don't worry. The only thing that you have to do is switch it off, cool the nozzle down with the function that it has on the screen, and then take this probe that you have, which really, by the way, works really nice, and just re-level it, yeah. They also got a new firmware on the fanbook page, or you will also find it when you go to YouTube and you search for Biqu Magician. There's a video about the firmware update, and that will give you the resume function. Because if you have a power off, and also if you want to go to bed, I just pull here the electric cable, and then in the morning I relaunch it again, and then you could resume the print. When the printer gets delivered, you might not have that firmware on there yet, so then you can just go to the web page, to YouTube or to Facebook. There they also have attached a link where you can download it. Yeah. And one day I had a problem. I tried to connect the printer via USB cable, which I didn't really get working. I have an unstable connection. I was able to connect it with simplified 3D and with Repetier host. Yeah. And but the connection always broke off. It printed 2 or 3 lines, and then it lost the connection. I don't know if it's just when you try to use it over Mac, because I tried it over my Mac. There I had an unstable connection, or if my cable, the cable that I used, you know, I used this one here. This is one that came with a Biqu. I have another Biqu behind me that I haven't finished, but this is really a good one, and I tried it. Well, on other purposes there it works, and I also used the very short one that came with it, and I have yeah, the connection breaks off, it disconnects after a while, and then I cannot use it again. And what I tried on one occasion when I was in Simplified 3D, I tried to force because there's a button force, yeah, when you're in the machine software there. And that screwed up my firmware. And then afterwards I couldn't print anymore. So I got in connection with Biqu, and they were kind enough to send me the stock firmware. And it's on a small micro SD card in there. So be aware, if you have a problem with the printer, just do not open it up, because there's a sticker over here. And once you crack that open, you lose the warranty. So only do that if you have contacted Biqu first, and they know about your problem, and then they send you the stock firmware or something else. Then open it, then it's okay. But don't do it otherwise. So the printer runs on SmoothieWare, what I understand. All components in there, or Smoothie board, yeah, Smoothie board and SmoothieWare. And all the components on this machine are made by Biqu. They're one of the biggest producers of hardware, what I found out. And they're quite new in the business of creating printers. But really, they're doing a really good job. Not only with the printer itself, but also with the communication. Because if you look at other Chinese companies, you can buy a printer, but then later when you want to get some replacement parts, or if you're waiting for a reply or something, you can wait a long time if they ever reach out to you again. You know, I had another printer where I'm stuck. I cannot do anything anymore. Yeah, it's the blue one behind me. It prints, it's okay, but nobody answers there anymore. I think the company doesn't exist anymore. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Yeah, And another thing that I like very much, it's a clone, yeah, but it works really well. It's a Titan extruder clone that really has a good grip, and I'm really happy also with the cooling system that it has. I will have to reduce, I think, maybe the flow of the air. And another thing that I realized, it took me about a week or so, there was a cable connector here, yeah, a white one. When you get it delivered, there's a black one. It's down here. Please leave that on there. But the other one, the white one, please take it off, because it's kept on scratching here on one of these arms here. Yeah, and once you free it, it will move and it will not interfere with the arms anymore. So that is really nice. I also like the software a lot. Everything works nicely. Yeah, and yeah, looking forward maybe to future upgrades that they will do to it, or new firmware. Yeah, because what I heard that they might be working on some other stuff. I don't know. And yeah, so I really like it. This is really my honest opinion. I'm not telling you something that is not the truth. Biqu sent this printer to me free of charge. I have to say that, yeah. But I'm a critical person, and if I don't like something, I will really tell you, yeah. So that's it, yeah. Okay, maybe in another 2 or 3 months I will record another video about it, yeah, my final opinion. Okay, so hope you liked it. Bye bye. Like always.